Hello, I'm Jennifer Hall. Welcome to the Rundown. Police in Louisville, Kentucky have identified the gunman who killed 4 people in a bank this morning, as well as his victims. The state's governor paid special tribute to one of them, with whom he had had a close connection.
We lost 4 children of God today, one of whom was one of my closest friends. Tommy Elliott helped me build my law career, helped me become governor, gave me advice on being a good dad. He's one of the people I talk to most in the world, and very rarely were we talking about my job. He was an incredible friend.
For more, I want to bring in CBC's Sarah Galashan, who was watching that update today. So, Sarah, what do we know about who this shooter was?
Well, so, Jennifer, the interim police chief said that she would name the gunman, but only going to name him once, that he was a 23-year-old employee of the Old National Bank by the name of Connor Sturgeon. Unclear, they said, whether he died of a self-inflicted wound, but they did confirm that he used a rifle in this event, a shooting that began at 8:38 in the morning. That is when the first shots were fired inside the Old National Bank. Police were notified. Police were on scene at this and engaging with the shooter within 3 minutes of the first call coming in. As I say, they did not confirm or could not say at this point whether he died of a self-inflicted wound, but police saying that did not happen before he took the lives of 4 others, victims between the ages of 64 to 40 years old, 1 woman, 3 men, as you heard from the governor there, one of them, a very good friend of the governor's. This bank is incidentally a bank where the governor himself has banked. And as well, though, in this injuring, there were 9 others who were injured, all of them taken to hospital. 3 have since been released, another 3 remaining in hospital in stable condition, and 3 of them in critical condition. And among those in critical condition, a police officer, a 26-year-old police officer, less than 2 weeks on the job, certainly considered to be a rookie officer who had just been sworn in before, in this incident, being struck in the head with a bullet. He has undergone brain surgery and remains in hospital with his family at his side. And that's what we're hearing from the interim police chief. From bank employees who were inside the bank at the time that this happened, they are giving accounts of how this unfolded. And I want to play you a little bit of what we have heard from one.
We heard a click, and the lady next to me turned around and said, "What the hell?" And then he just started shooting.
Describe that again, everything that you saw.
He just started he had a long assault rifle, and you hear the shots just start firing.
What did he look like?
I didn't see his face.
Were you in a meeting?
Yeah, we were in the back conference room. Whoever's next to me got shot and hit bloods on me from it.
Police are also confirming that witnesses to this go well beyond potentially those who were actually in the vicinity of this shooting, because they're confirming that this 23-year-old shooter live streamed his actions to the internet. So now, Jennifer, as part of their investigation, they are working to have those images, have that video scrubbed from the internet.
And Sarah, as always, when these tragedies occur, there is a debate over gun control in the U.S. What's being said today?
Well, we have a statement from the U.S. President Joe Biden already. He is saying that once again our nation mourns after a senseless act of gun violence. Jill and I pray for the lives lost and impacted by today's shooting. Too many Americans are paying for the price of inaction with their lives. When will Republicans in Congress act to protect our communities? Democrat Kentucky governor, who you heard from earlier there, that is Andy Beshear. He did lose his good friend in this, 63-year-old Tommy Elliott. He actually, at that same press conference, talked about the fact that there will be this debate, saying that he feels it's too soon for that debate. I want to play you what he had to say at the press conference.
Yes, I know. In the days to come, we'll talk about issues. But I think the thing that people get wrong after the most difficult of times and days, and as governor, I've had to see a lot of them, is that today ought to be focused on my friend and on everybody else's friends and loved ones that are no longer with us. My faith teaches me that while the body is mortal, the soul is eternal. And so I know that I will see Tommy again.
We have a Democrat president and a Democrat governor, both with slightly different positions on what is an emotional day, certainly, especially for one of them. But let me just finish by not citing the number of shootings that have occurred this year in the United States, but let's just talk about today. And in the same city, within 3 kilometers of the Old National Bank, there was another shooting in Louisville, and one person killed, one person wounded, and in that case, Jennifer, the suspects fled.
Sarah, thank you for this. CBC's Sarah Galashan in Vancouver.